So now you got your pizza shell. You know, it's like the ones you buy. You know, like the Bobolis. Remember Bobolis? I don't know if they still make those. But I don't buy Bobolis. I make my own Boboli. What are we talking about? So then, or as far as cooking live for hundreds of people, but let's try it out. So I grab my pizza dough. All right. This is the pizza dough, right? Give me a wave if you see the pizza dough. You good? All right, so we got the pizza dough, right? Got to get some flour, dust off your pan here. Throw this guy on here. All right, so this is a round, right? It's a round pizza, and I'm gonna try to fit it in this guy. So that way you could feed more people. So you just got, what I do is I grab it like this, and you let the weight kind of drag it down, and it'll start to drag down. If you let it sit in the fridge, it'll get firmer, right? You like it nice and soft. I flip it a couple times, right? And again, this is just ironing it out, ironing it out. You gotta press it out, stretch it. I hear my kids right now. Daddy, throw the pie. I'm nervous. I'm gonna hit the ceiling. Are you ready? Let's do it. Oh, hello. There we go. We're alive out there. So you take any cookie sheet, heavy duty one is better, and you basically let it hang over. For the sake of time, I won't let it hang too long, but all you have to do is let it hang for a little bit, and then it'll kind of, you know, like stretch a little and go on the inside. Then you grab your pizza cutter, because I've seen some of you guys. You make your pizza, right? And it's great, but then you got all these big edges here. You know, you got to make it look nice. We're not animals. Let's do this together and let's make it look nice. So you lift it up, you got the nasty edge there, and you just cut it off, right? You take that. Normally I'm on a, you know, my counter, which I'm destroying my counter, but for the sake of everyone out there, right? You just got to cut the edges off. That's what you got to do. Cut the edge. All right. Now it's gonna tuck in there so much nicer, right? And then you just kind of go like this, right here. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? You tuck it like that. You get a little water on your fingers, you put it there, and the water makes it stick. No oil, no nothing. Take this, and now what do? You gotta bake this first. You dug it all in there, you bake this just the way it is. And then it gets a little brown, it gets a little cooked, and after that, you're gonna dress it. But first thing you do is you bake it like this. After you make your crust all nice, right? Let's get rid of that. Then, see these? I don't like to waste anything, especially now. People are running out of toilet paper, people are running out of everything. I'm not gonna throw stuff away. So what I'll do is I'll take this guy, and you tie it in a knot, right? Tie it in a knot. Boom. Take the next guy, tie it in a knot. I don't see any of the comments. I don't know what you guys are saying. All right, you ready? Take the next one. If it's too skinny, you fold it in half, you know? Tie it in a knot, you know? Isn't that nice? Then, what you could do, after you tie them all in knots, you basically take all of them and you throw it in the oven. A little brush, you put a little oil on it, salt, garlic powder, and you get yourself garlic knots, right? Now, through the TV magic that we have here, let me show you something. All right, so these are the garlic knots, huh? Aren't they beautiful? What are we talking about? Look at these guys, huh? Isn't that nice? You got garlic knots. Then what I did is I cooked the whole thing, but I cut it. So this is what you're gonna end up with, except it's gonna be this big, right? So I cut it so that way you could just see what it looks like. It's a little brown on the bottom, pops right out of the pan, no big deal. And then you take it here. So now you got your pizza shell. You know, it's like the ones you buy, you know, like the Bobolis. Remember Bobolis? I don't know if they still make those. But I don't buy Bobolis, I make my own Boboli. What are we talking about? So then, what I do with my kids is I make them a regular pie, and for me and the wife, we do veggie pie. And I know, Nobody likes vegetables. Nobody wants veggie pie. But I'm telling you, veggie pie is the way to go. First thing you do is you take your special mixture here. It's not that special. It's roasted garlic, right? Roasted garlic, basil in a food processor, salt, pepper, sugar. There you go. Take a little of that and you drizzle it right on there. What are we talking about? This is nice. Oh yeah. So you get your base there. This is roasted garlic, basil, salt, pepper in a food processor. Me and my kids, we call it the green stuff. They take Italian bread and they dunk it in there and they eat a loaf of Italian bread. They're, they are animals. Then, here's the little trick. Here's the little trick that nobody knows about. You ready? You get yourself a brush. Nobody does this. Get yourself a brush. You get a little oil, right? You brush. You want to brush that crust. You brush the crust, and now you're gonna have brown crust, right? You're gonna have some brown, crunchy, beautiful crust. All nice and nice. All right, there we go. Done with that. All right, so now you gotta put some mozzarella. What I do is I buy the block. I buy a block of mozzarella and I shred it up. Do some cheese, right? Try and do it fast for you. All right, mozzarella. Buy yourself a good mozzarella. You get Polly-O, nobody knows, but you can get some good stuff. And then if you want to get fancy, you get other cheeses like Havarti and stuff like that. That's delicious. All right. Then you're gonna add your vegetables. I do zucchini, I do onion and tomato, right? So let's move this here. Take my tomato and I'm gonna chop it up for you. All right? Get yourself a good kitchen knife. I see some of you guys with your little butter knives. Get yourself a decent knife and it'll last the family forever. My dad has had the same knife since I was a kid. One-time purchase. That's it. What you do is you make your rounds. It's a beautiful tomato. Right? A couple circles and you're good to go. Take this guy. That's it. Could you imagine if I cut my finger? Ooh, baby. I don't cut my finger though. They look good. I wash my hands a bunch of times for all the scared folk out there. All right. Zucchini. You get green and yellow. Why? Because one tastes different than the other? No. It's because we're not animals. We want things to look nice. Right? Let's do this. And you want to put a good amount. Don't spread it out too thin. There's plenty of zucchini around. This isn't, the stuff we're short on. Onion. Right? Little onion line. You do it in line. So that way everybody gets a little bit when you cut it up. There we go. Onions are done. Tomato. You cut these beautiful slices of tomato here. Tomatoes where the flavor's at, I'll tell you that. All right. There's your pie. Isn't it beautiful? Take a little bit of this, right? And you just let it hang. Just let it hang. Right? Just let it hang. There you go. Now what I do with my kids and stuff, oregano, because it's oregano. How do you have a pie without oregano? A little bit of grated. Right? And there you go. Stick that in the oven. Put it back in the pan, right? Put it back in the pan and in the oven. Let it bake, and then it's all done. And here is the finished pie. What are we talking about? Isn't that beautiful? Pizza cutter, get down there. Huh? Put this on here, right? I was gonna roll up some basil, right? Let's roll up some basil, chop that up. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Now, sorry. Last thing and I'll let you go. You ready? Balsamic reduction. This is what makes veggie pie good. Balsamic reduction. Right there, just drizzle, just drizzle. Don't be scared either, this is good stuff. There we go. Let's get it right up in the camera here. Huh? Do we see this? Where we at? Here? Does the camera see it?